Well, hello, everybody. I'm down here in chilly Southwest Florida. It is currently 7 degrees, and I'm not going to lie, it's a little nippy compared to our weather lately. Um, we were close to 90 for quite a few weeks, and it was unseasonal for us, but I'm just chilling. All the critters are outside, the mallard duck, or not the Muscovy ducks, and the rabbits, all the other birds that are chirping and squawking and doing their thing. So I'm sure you're going to hear that. I'm going to kill some time here. I'm sorry, my throat is a little bit scratchy, so I will be enjoying a refreshment. My life hasn't been going too good here lately, so I'm going to try and howdy, JJ. Sir, I owe you an apology, but when you hear what changed in my life today, you'll understand. I know I originally told you I could not make that live tonight or could not commit, but there's a reason for it. Hello, everybody. It's always nice to see Jason, Rita. Um, Rita says it's cold here in Arkansas, not pleasant weather. I thought you were in Missouri. I don't know why I thought you were in Arkansas. And then TJ giggles, farts, and drones. That's. I thought I had a good name for my channel. When you can giggle, fart, and drone, you're having a good day. What did Jimmy V say? He said he said something. Jimmy V was the NC State basketball coach that died of cancer. He had a famous quote, said something like, "If you can laugh, smile, laugh, and cry in a day," or something like that, you're having a complete day, or something like that. So it sounds like TJ covering all the bases there. Um, yeah, a fart a day keeps the sadness a day away. Yeah, but unfortunately, with my digestive system, sometimes they're called sharts. If you guys can read between the lines, you'll know what that means. So I got to be very careful. So trying to make people laugh because I don't have a whole lot to laugh about here lately. And once you hear, um, yeah, beans will do that to you. Beans, good for your heart. Something like that. Something. I don't want to repeat the rest. But hey, Rita, how's everything going out there? You having a good life out there? You know what you are. I kid you not, have become one of my favorite YouTubers because just your I don't know how to describe it. You're just such a cool individual. You're always smiling, laughing. Your country disposition is just so sweet, and so many people love you. So this everybody who doesn't know, Rita's Roost, great YouTube channel. She's also known as the Crazy Chicken Lady, and we're going to be talking about that here very shortly. Matter of fact, we might roll into that right now. So I've been on some. I like getting on these, YouTube lives. And hi, Joy. Joy, your timing is impeccable because I was just getting ready to say. Um, oh, by the way, Rita, I did see the little pigtails that you did for Millie. That was really cute. Very nice of you. You never cease to impress me. But so Miss Rita does a lot of things. She's a very talented lady. And the last I checked, she was around 8,500 subscribers. So really cool channel to watch. And she has like a white apron that says "Crazy Chicken Lady." She raises chickens and does all that farming stuff. I swear I thought she was in Missouri. She said Arkansas, but unless she's visiting somebody. But anyway, so during a live giveaway with Aileen, Welcome to My Kitchen, I decided with the motivation of JJ Drones. His name is Jason Johnson. He has a really good channel too. So if you can give him a look, he would appreciate it. You've been there in Arkansas my whole life. All right, I see that, Rita. All right, I'm just stupid sometimes. Got to work with me. I'm a Yankee too, so We all have problems. Anyway, so I decided, I made a pact with myself because there was a lot of giveaways going to be given out that night. I said, you know what? There was one that I wanted to receive, and I would accept if I was lucky enough to win that, and that was Aileen's cookbook. But yeah, I know, Miss Rita, we know you can't spell. Not everybody has a high school education. I'm just chopping on you. I'm sorry. But so the only gift I really, really, I won't say needed, but wanted was Aileen, Welcome to My Kitchen. I may not pronounce it like other people do. I'm sorry. It's just, but in her, I haven't seen the book in person, but I guess like we had talked about, I talked to her a long time ago, I don't know, like a year ago, about doing signature dishes for YouTube channels. And she took off of that concept, ran with it. She's doing an outstanding job. And what she does is she creates a dish based on what her perception is of your likes and your culinary taste, and something that would like emulate your lifestyle, your culinary habits. So she didn't have to do this. I never expected this. I never wanted this, but she mentions me in her printed publication, which I thought that was really cool. So I have can everybody hear me okay? Am I echoing or anything by chance? I forgot I had my my Facebook page open. I just got a notification. Can everybody hear me okay? And nobody's replying. So that means no, I'm talking to myself. But I might just be me and Rita talking. So anyway, so there was I donated 2 things to that giveaway. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate that. Thank you, Joy. Appreciate that. So I donated two things to the giveaway, and then I was gifted, I think 1, maybe 2. I think only 1, and I did a pay it forward, like hashtag find a way to serve, which is one of Jason's causes, and I try and help participate in that when I can. So one was that little Jimbo fork. It kind of ejects your hot dogs or a steak or what. I won't say it ejects, doesn't catapult or anything, but it helps remove it off the fork. The fork. Ooh, I almost said a bad word there. Excuse me. But anyway, so I don't know. For some reason, that contraption intrigues me, and I get them real cheap. I mean, like, I kid you not. I'm going to spill the beans, everybody. I'm a cheap tightwad. Over here at this liquidation store, they're only like 50 cents. So I look like I'm doing something tremendous, and it costs me like $9 or $10 to ship it sometimes. But that's my way of contributing. So so that went to Beth Cornell, or I forget what her last name is. Cornett, I think, is it? And then she's really lucky here lately. I think she has surpassed Alvin Lewis as the luckiest YouTuber alive. So she's been winning a lot of things. So she got that. Then Kickaboo, I think it's Kickaboo Homestead or something like that. I donated. I wish I could have done more financially, but I donated a $10 Amazon e-gift card. So she was gifted that. So then, speaking of 2 crazy chicken ladies, I won Miss Rita's Crazy Chicken Lady white apron, and I gifted it to Joy Stewart, who is in the chat, or was in the chat. I think she's still in here. Really nice lady. She's married to Scott, and they do a lot of lives. They're really nice people. She loves to cook. I thought she had chickens, but she only has ducks. So, we'll give her a pass on this one. But apparently, according to what she said during some of her lives, that was the only gift she really wanted, was one of Miss Rita's aprons. So it kind of worked out for everybody involved. So now I'm going to talk to you about some not so happy, pleasant things going on in my life, which seems to be par for the course. I'm always trying to plug away and get ahead in life, and my life has been very, very difficult for whatever reason. I know people do not believe this, or I'm not looking for attention. I'm telling you the truth. But I have led a cursed life, and it really bothers me. Every day, I feel like I have to work harder than the next human being because of this curse that never seems to leave me alone. So many things in my life, over time, today, going forward. So I'm, I'm working through an employment agency. I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. I don't want to get too personal with that, but it's been kind of up and down with them with consistency, and they had kind of like, I won't say promised more consistency, but it hasn't transpired as I had hoped. So I went to a job interview on Friday, which was really far away from here. I'd say it's probably at least 30 miles away, but you have to go all the way down the interstate. It would be the very last exit before you go to Alligator Alley, which would take you towards the Everglades and towards Miami and that region. So I get down there. I'm always early. My appointment was at 11 a.m. I get there 10:20, and I'm out there killing time just because I'm always early and punctual. I know I'm going to try and speed. Sometimes this is how I talk. I'm sorry, because my brain is very upset right now. Anyway, go into the interview early to show that I'm punctual, responsible. I'm clean cut. I got a new haircut. I'm dressed pretty decent. And I have a real nice interview with the lady. It's the lady in charge of personnel, human resources. Everything goes well. So it was probably like a 40-minute interview. So we had a really, really good dialogue about just responsibility, just irresponsibility on some people not even showing up for her interviews, and just we really could feel each other out very well. So I was feeling very confident. The position is that they call their title is a processor, and basically you're kind of like a customer service representative. You're fielding customer orders, and just you're kind of like do a multitude of things. So it's kind of like customer service. You do some processing. You're communicating with the management staff. You're doing a little bit of everything. So so we're talking. So near the end, she was a really nice lady. And I said, do you consider me a serious candidate for this position? She says, yes, I do. She goes, basically what she was saying. I need to wrap this up because I know this is getting boring as hell to most people. I'm sorry, but this is my life. So I leave, and I'm going to. Everything goes really well. I'm feeling very confident, and I get contacted later by the employment agency and they ask how the interview. I said I think it went really well. I think it went great. So then I get contacted later, and now they want me to do a second interview on Monday, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. again. And this is where this could be part of the curse. I don't know. But she tells me she wants to do a second interview with I forget what the guy's title was, like operations manager or general manager or something like that. Well, this is where it gets funny. When I first moved to Florida, I worked for a guy who owned a seafood restaurant. He was part owner of a seafood restaurant. I worked for him for 2 years. And then later, when I worked at the other bait shop, I was able to bring him on to be an employee there. And we worked together for several years. So his landlord is this operations manager. So this is where it gets really crazy. When the guy I worked with, who I was friends with, Charlie, he went away for a week, and he had pre-planned. He said, "Can you watch my dog? And you can sleep here and all this and everything." So I said, "Yeah, no problem." So I do that. So the guy who's the operations man, I'm going to call him Frankie. and he had a live-in girlfriend. So she got really upset because she saw me bringing a basket of laundry in where Charlie had a washer and dryer in his own apartment. It was an over-under type deal. Well, for some reason, she had a cow that I was going to be doing laundry there. I mean, if I'm living there, feeding the dog and making, I don't know, didn't make sense to me. So I don't know if that's going to affect my interview, because I did express later my displeasure, and I don't know if Charlie communicated that to his landlord. I don't know if they still live together or not, but he had his own apartment there. So on to some happenings. I don't know. I remember talking to somebody. I don't remember if I've done this on a live. These are the gold hat hooks I give away. You could tell they're very dull. I mean, literally, I'm like, it would take a lot of pressure. These are made to be dull, so it's not going to be harmful. I'm sorry, I'm going to try and zoom in here. Well, I often do these as giveaways. A lot of times when I'm selling in Alva, I give these to kids on their hat if they're wearing a fishing hat or something like that. I just believe in good PR and good karma. And so I've been selling at this, it's called the Alva School in Alva, Florida, for 3 years. Very country, redneck area, nice little place. Never had a problem, never had an argument with a customer. I've never littered. I've often picked up other people's trash when I was there, just so no one would think I was littering. It's right at a major T intersection, gets a lot of traffic. Love that place. Love the people of Alva. Just fabulous place. So lately, since the hurricane, the economy's been pretty bad down here. So I've been struggling. Anybody's been following my channel in any way know that I've been struggling. So I'm going to try and expedite this. I know I'm boring the hell out of people. So this lady came last week with her son, made some purchases, and thank you, Ted. Tell Ace he no problem. I'm glad that he got that and made him happy. So a lady came last week. I hooked her up with 2 cheap fishing rods, rigged them up for her and everything, put the line on. Some people don't know how to do that stuff or whatever. So she comes back today. My day was starting to get a little bit better because it was, and I don't know, the weather was kind of really miserable today, overcast, and originally earlier in the week they were calling for a lot of rain. That changed. So I'm helping this lady that came back. She's getting another fishing rod. I'm doing the same thing. And I look back, and the Lee County Sheriff's Office is pulling up behind my van, which I'm in a little parking lot. So 2 deputies. So I know, like, all right, I see what's going to happen here. So I'm dealing with this lady, and, they're telling me somebody made a complaint, and I was like, well, I've been here for 3 years and nobody's ever complained, and I don't litter, and I've never had an argument. I don't know what anybody could be complaining about. And basically, because it's school property, I was technically trespassing. I've had teachers pull up right before school is going to go in session when they're preparing their classrooms, and they all wave to me and all this stuff. So yeah, I get evicted from my best retail selling location, and par with the course. Finally, I did finish the transaction with that lady. It's kind of embarrassing. You're trying to close a deal, and 2 popo are right there, right? So then this next part really ticks me off. So I'm talking to him and kind of telling him about my background, what I do, and I said I don't know why anybody would be complaining, because I've always helped out the community, donated things to people of the community. And so basically, they were nice and they were polite, and they really just basically didn't care. It doesn't affect them because they've got a paycheck. So this next part really ticked me off. I love the police, but I mean, it was obvious I'm not a felon or a criminal, or one of the examples they gave, which was like stupid, but they're like, oh, I could be staking out the school and be planting a bomb, or I'm like, yeah, come on, yeah, I've been doing this for 3 years. Yeah, the bomb hasn't gone off yet, because there is no bomb. But so I explained to them, I said, it takes me about an hour and a half to set up, usually sometimes an hour and 15 minutes, but it usually takes me about an hour, at least an hour to break down. So I tell them, and I think they're just going to go on their way or maybe just cruise by, just make sure no, they sit behind me the entire time to make sure I pack up. I mean, they watch every last item. For me, I'm like, man, there's literally a stop sign right in front of the school that people, I'd say, I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating, 50% of the community just blows right through that stop sign. It's like it's not even there. I'm thinking like, why don't you just look out front? Maybe go pull over some of those people. Those are people breaking the law. I have no malice intent. I'm not breaking into the school. But it's crazy. Like if you're on school property, if you're out back on the playground or you're on the baseball field, it's okay. So this was deemed. When I found out I was donating these to kids and they were wearing them on their hat and everything, I found out later in time, the school was taking these because they were deemed a weapon. That's deemed a weapon. A bat could be a weapon. There's so many things. A hammer could be a weapon, and so it's very, very discouraging. So I do a lot of communications with the Alpha Florida group on Facebook. So I basically, I always let them know when I'm having a sale, 10% sale, and what hours I'm going to be there. Today I did not do that, and but after I got evicted from the school, when I got home and I calmed down a little bit, I typed up a nice thank you to the community for allowing me to be part of the community. I explained what happened. It seems like everybody that has responded to that post is very upset. I've had one lady said we have stopped by numerous times, and you've always been helpful with my son, and you always talk to him about fishing. I mean, that's what I do, man. I'm not talking to him about terrorism or trying to build the community, trying to build people up as I'm crumbling. So I also asked the community for ideas where I could relocate to sell on Saturdays and Sundays. So I made that post approximately 4:15, 4:30 Eastern time, and I'm starting to get some input. I don't know what's going to happen. So now let's talk about the other resident here at the house, the one who has dementia. When I left on Monday, I left real early. I had a bunch of errands to do, and then I went to my interview, and I come home, and my mom's got a big old black eye. Black eye. She has no idea how she got it. Somebody just made a comment on the Facebook post. They said they live near the Alva School, and they said, this is so sad. I'm telling you, a lot of people know me out there. I'm not pretending to be a rock star or anything, but people know that I've been contributing to the Alva community. Anyway, so, the resident here has a black eye. Has no idea how it occurred. She didn't even know. I told her to look in the mirror, and it's not getting any better. It's not really getting worse. But then I had to communicate with the power of attorney. And that never usually goes too well. I'm trying to stay afloat, literally, like it's a real struggle right now. trying to not let my credit and reputation fall apart. So the dialogue did not go too well. And basically, I had to go through 1 hour of humiliation before I could be granted a little financial assistance till I can get by. Then the next day, my mom gets the next day or Wednesday, I don't remember what day it was, gets a bank statement in the mail. This has really ticked me off because a lot of her finances has fallen apart. I mean, she has money, but some of the I don't feel like the person responsible for maintaining the integrity of what that paper represents is, I don't think the person's doing a great job, to be honest with you. So I mentioned something about 6 months ago to him. There's a extended car warranty program called Car Shield. My mom doesn't need it because she can't drive. She doesn't have a license. She's not allowed to drive. And well, she had signed up for it, and I told her to, you got to cancel that. Supposedly she canceled. She still gets billed like $159.95 a month for this Car Shield extended warranty. I had mentioned it to the power of attorney that needs to go away. I thought it did, so we open up the statement. No, 6 months later, she's still getting the monthly. So then she's getting billed twice a month for the what do you call that? That button around your neck, help, I've fallen, I can't get up, deal. And it's just ridiculous. There's like, and he's worried about my mom helping me financially, but all these other charges could have been prevented months ago. I'm like, man. So it's like, I know I've talked about this. I'm not looking for sympathy or donations. There's that one channel out there that thinks that's what I do. But it's just crazy. Like people really do not understand my struggles. So pretty much I'm in the fourth quarter, man. This is it. Tomorrow is that backup interview, and if for some reason I don't get that interview because of the operations manager, then I like literally like my credit's going to fall apart. Like I'm doing everything I can. Okay, a guy just made a comment. I'm sorry that I've got this Facebook open, but I just got a notification. Somebody said I could sell. He said at Tractors. I don't know if they mean Tractor Supply. I think that's what he means. So at least hopefully things are starting to look better. But so life's been a real struggle, and I know this is going to sound very, very awful. I never expected my mother to live this long with all the health problems she has had, all her heart surgeries, and she has artificial valves, and she's 89 and a half right now. So it's like every time I look at her, like I keep thinking, man, she's going to outlive me, and I truly believe that. So anyway, I know there's some other things I wanted to share. I'm going to try and move on to some more positive things. I really love YouTube. I always talk about YouTube. Like, this is no BS. I am closer with all you people, all my YouTube friends, than I am with my own family. I mean, you guys are my family. And it sounds corny as hell that I get on here and share personal stuff. And I know a lot of people don't believe in that concept. They think it's harmful to your YouTube reputation or whatever. But I kind of made a pact with myself a long time ago that I'm just going to be me. You know, if me's a failure, then it'd just be another day in my life. But I hope everybody can hear the critters out here. But so, like, I'm really happy to have met Chris from Shade Tree America, JJ Drones, Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors. I'm meeting Rita. I don't really know TJ, but a guy who giggles and farts and drones got to be a good person. So you got to like that. B Whistle, the degenerate fish keeper. Anybody with a crazy name like that, like my channel name, you know, you're welcome in the club, brother. But you know, you got Rita. There's so many people out there that are so cool. Sorry, there's somewhere on this other side of the community. I don't know. There's always people drag racing or something. I don't know because it's not even that close. I don't know how. I guess it just echoes. But YouTube's a real special place. You know, JJ Drone started doing something. He's not doing a live tonight, but he is doing a video, like a premiere, I believe it is. But he started doing something which is really cool. He usually does lives on Sunday night. I think it's 8 p.m. It would be Eastern time. And then he started doing an after dark party, which it's a total cut up. It is so funny. And trust me, we're on there for a while. And we're usually cutting up for like about an hour, but he has cut those after dark things that he puts on his website. That is pretty funny. So we did the first one about I got another Facebook notification. Basically, it's really funny. Like we just get on there and act like idiots, and it's funny. Like we've done that in the past, but now like he's kind of records it. So he kind of does 3 things now, or it's almost like 4 actually. Let me see if I get on the right finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before the live, we kind of chat. Then when he goes live, we go down stage, and then he brings us up. We do his live thing. Then we go backstage, and then we do that. And then after he records the backstage, you know, nonsense, then he stops recording, and then we start talking. So there's basically like 4 parts of it. Most people, you know, on this last video only saw like 2 parts, the live and the recording of the after dark party. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he's going to call it, but so anyway, so like I said, there's so many nice people out there, you know, like Little Ridge, man, I always get this. I think it's called Little Ridge Farm. I think last time I called it Little Ridge Homestead. Mark, he just moved back. He had to go back to New York. You know, he was affected by a fire that burnt down his residence where he lives in New York. He has a 10-year-old daughter named Kira. But it's as you meet so many nice people, you feel like you're part of their lives and they are part of your life, you know. So it's just it hurts me that financially I can't even take care of myself. That's the God's honest truth. But I always try and find a way to do something when I can. And today really hurt me because I thought I was going to make more money than I did. And usually later in the afternoon is when I'd make the money until the popo showed up and canceled my opportunity for income. So as you can see, I resubscribed to StreamYard for 1 more month. I didn't want to do that because I was trying to save every penny I could. So I did resubscribe for 1 month for $25. I'm not on the annual plan until I can get on my feet. Anyway, so I thank you guys for listening to my gibberish. It always makes me feel a little bit better to It's I call it a YouTube confession or something like that. It's like for the life of me, I don't know why I'm cursed, but it's like it's getting old, man. It really wears your ass out. It really does, and it's like I'm getting to the point I have no more fight left in me, and it scares me. It scares me. It really does scare me. I keep hanging on for a dream that is probably never going to happen. It's probably never going to happen because somebody else is in control of my future. And I don't, to accomplish part of that, if that opportunity presents itself in a will, which I have my doubts, I can't go into a position of trying to lease and do a bunch of things with negative credit. So I've been busting my behind trying to make sure my credit does not decline. I know what I need to do to improve the credit, but unfortunately it takes money. It's like I follow my credit report all the time. I'm on there almost every day. So I hope people will have some, a good week. I'm going to wrap it up because I can see the viewers are dropping off, left and right. But I do appreciate everybody that tuned in, that does tune in, and I'm gonna try and put out some more positive content if I can perhaps get some positive things happening in my life. But once again, everybody, it's Sunday. It's March 19th. Hopefully, St. Patty's Day went well for everybody. I'm gonna check out of this live stream. The other checkout, who knows when that's going to happen? But we'll talk again soon, friends. And remember, folks, like I always say, always know your legal limits. And I'm tapping out, folks. Peace out. And as somebody else says, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.